Welcome, Sam, and everyone else to Beaver Creek Farm. My wife Jean and I been married for 44 years, and we bought part of this farm in 1975 and started a beef operation. The name of the farm is Beaver Creek Farm. Jean helps me a lot on the farm, and it's gone from 57 acres to start with, and now it's 215 acres, and we've added to it over the year. Been lucky about land. And this Beaver Creek is the farm's named after. We have 7,500 feet of frontage on that creek, and it's a medium-sized creek. We're in northwest North Carolina in Surrey County, 4 miles southeast of Dobson, North Carolina, the county seat, but we have a Mount Airy address. And my father, he's been gone since 76, but to start with, he bought 3 heifers and we bought 2. And it was shorthorn heifers. They had black ears and their bodies were white. And the sire was a shorthorn and their mothers were black. And they were Angus crosses somehow. And that was the basis till 1999. To the herd 9, we sold everything. That old herd was gone. And 2 years later, we bought black cows. And they were commercial to start with. And we get in our first registered Angus pair came here in 2002, and we started that, and then the Angus bull that same year, a registered bull, and then it's been all Angus, registered Angus bulls. A lot of fescue pasture, and it's infected fescue, but growing in those pastures, I've noticed the last few years they kind of leave the fescue alone after April, and they'll be eating purple top and other things, clover. There'll be other things to eat, and they don't have bluegrass, orchard grass, but they still eat fescue, and they'll gain better off of these grasses with clover and purple top. But when on up in late spring, then we have winter annuals, and that's when they really shine, is in the spring. So they're mostly grazing on that, and then about sometime in the middle of May, it's beginning to be early, we have natives to graze. So big blue stem Indian grass and eastern gamba grass. And we're going to put in 5 more acres of that. 0 phosphorus index till it's well over 100 now. There's plenty what you need. There was no fertilizer added to this, none. This spring it was planted on May 20th. And of course it hadn't been grazed yet, but if we'd have put fertilizer, it would have been so big, I don't know if our 40 cows could have eaten it. It was just so much, but it just adds so much organic matter to the land. And this complex mix really does everything. It got cow peas, 2 kinds of sorghum sudan, pearl millet, a radish and a turnip, and of course beautiful sunflowers. And just about all of it will complement the native. Our transition going from, we spent many years doing continuous grazing. Sometimes we wouldn't even know where the cows were. They might have a calf that's a half a mile from the house and you'd like to never find them, even though you're checking on them every day. And we met with and Equip, and we fenced out the streams, and we even donated easement on Beaver Creek is 3,000 feet long on our side of the creek. And several landowners got together, and it's in the 25-foot riparian area we don't ever use. And even some of that is on our land we could use, but it still leave it, some of it's as much as 100 feet wide. And after fencing the creeks off, we have that Beaver Creek on the south, 7,500 feet. We don't use it, never used it for water, but we have 5 other small streams that intersect this land. So fencing them out, it made rotational grazing easy. Sometimes we just move from this 2-acre field into a 5-acre or 14 acres. Or the largest field we have, largest paddock, is 13 acres. And we divide that up most of the time into 3 or more. I try to think of the agencies as my support group. You can keep naming them: NC State University, University of Georgia, Virginia Tech, and then it's our support group, Cooperative Extension, NRCS, North Soil and Water Conservation District, North Carolina A&T University, North Carolina Wildlife Resources Commission, North Carolina Forest Service. And I hope I haven't forgotten anybody, but there's many. Cattlemen's Association, North Carolina Cattlemen's Association, local cattlemen's, Forage and Grassland Council, and American Forage and Grassland Council also. It's just such a support group and so much knowledge to be learned from this that I'm not doing it the way my neighbors did. Just 10 years ago, we're not doing it this way. And I don't know why they're not all adapting, having big forages and a lot of forage for the cattle. Well, our marketing strategy is to sell all freezer beef, halves, quarters, wholes, pieces, and of grass fed. They never get any grain here. It's all grass fed, all natural. No antibiotics. They're fed forages and they eat many different things, but the strategy is to have 2 calving seasons, to have them so we'll have calves mostly all year instead of just once a year. So when by the time they get 18 to 24 months old, that they'll be ready to go, and we can have them just about all year. But if a calf or a cow does get sick, we do treat them. We don't have sickness here much. We do treat them, but they don't go in the beef program after that. They're out. If they have to use an antibiotic, they won't be in there.
And that's because your customers, that's what they like to see.
Well, it's actually what we like.